Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of KevsterSports. There's a bunch to talk about today, mainly in the NBA and NHL, but still, that's going to be entertaining, and we got a bit more on NFL and MLB. So without any further yapping, let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with the NBA. The stage is set for the NBA Finals. We got the Mavericks and we got the Celtics. Who do you think will win the series? Let me know down in the comments below. I personally think it's going to be the Celtics. 64 wins. Going to be hard to beat, but you never know. I mean, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving. Luka Doncic is definitely hard to beat. I mean, he just doesn't like losing. So, you never know. Jason Tatum might fall because Luka Doncic might literally be the best player in the league right now. I personally think it's going to end up being 4-2, maybe 4-3. I think it'll end in 6 games in the Celtics' favor. You let me know what you think it's going to be. I think just the Celtics are too good of an all-around team. They got Jason Tatum, they got Jaylen Brown, they got Kristaps Porzingis. But like I said, you never know with Luka, you never know with Kyrie. Kyrie might be hungry for that one final title. He might want to go back to his Cavs days. He has been kind of going off in these playoffs. So, I guess only time will tell. The first finals game is going to be on Thursday, June 6th. I'll definitely be tuning in for that. But now we move to the NHL. Tonight was a big night in hockey. We got the Panthers delivering the final blow to the New York Rangers, taking the series in 6. Now they get to wait it out, get a few more rest days, and see whether they will be facing the Edmonton Oilers or the Dallas Stars. The Oilers are up right now, 3-2 in the series, but you never know. That's not a horrible deficit. We've seen multiple teams come back from that before, so I'm going to be really interested to see what Game 6 will bring us. I think it's tomorrow night. Yeah, it is tomorrow night. I just confirmed. But yeah, tomorrow, Game 6, Edmonton up 3-2. We'll see who takes Game 6. I mean, yeah, the Stars have their backs against the wall. They can do it. Like I said, it's been done before, but normally the team who takes Game 5 does take the series. But who knows, maybe they can take it to 7 games, make it an interesting series. But if not, then they should be happy, honestly. Nobody really expected them to make it this far. But then we'd see a Connor McDavid Stanley Cup Finals, so not horrible. Now I want you to tell me what your hockey finals predictions are. Now I got this one wrong. I actually did say that it was going to be the Rangers beating the Panthers. My bad. I thought Panarin could pull through. He couldn't. That game was actually pretty interesting at the end, though. I'm not going to lie. With the score with 1:39 left on the clock, I really did think New York might have had a chance. But then Florida started playing conservative and just holding on to the puck. And if they weren't holding on to it, they were shooting it on the other end of the ice and then trapping New York in their own end. Sorry, I'm straying away from the point here. So, I think for the NHL Finals prediction from me, KevsterSports, I personally think it's going to be Oilers, Panthers, obviously. I don't know why I said that. And I think it's going to be 4-3 Oilers take the series. Because the Panthers are such a good all-around team. I saw it tonight. I saw the way they played. But, like I said, Connor McDavid is just way too hard to beat. But again, it's up to you, the viewer, to decide what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Let's move on to the NFL. So I put out a post earlier saying that if you guys want, I could do a record prediction for every single NFL team as the schedules were just released like a week or 2 ago. So let me know if you want to see that. But honestly, right now, the NFL is pretty boring. But I guess I could do a bit of predictions for the playoffs, we'll say. I'm predicting that these 7 teams will make it in the NFC and AFC. So for the 7th seed, I will be going with the Browns. I think they're too good of an all-around team to not make it. They really did well last year with Joe Flacco as their QB, so Obviously a really good team. That's why I think they're just barely skating into the playoffs. With the 6th seed, I'm going with the Bills. Not much to say except for the fact that they lost Stephon Diggs, Tre'Davious White. So I'm pretty confident that they make the playoffs. They have Josh Allen, but I'm not confident they make it past round 1 or even round 2 if they get lucky. For the 5th seed, I'll be going with the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. Pretty stacked out offense, but that defense is not great. In that Chiefs game, they really just didn't look like they deserved to even be there. So that's why I'm going with the 5th seed this time. I think they're going down a bit. For the 4th seed, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, Stephon Diggs now, if he doesn't act like a big, selfish person. I didn't know how to put that in family-friendly terms. But I think selfish is a pretty good way to describe him, because what I saw on the Bills, he was just very bratty, very, not able to blame himself. I don't know the word, but he wasn't very good at taking accountability. But let's just hope him and CJ Stroud can jive, connect, vibe together. And then I think if that happens, they can easily take the 4th, maybe 3rd seed, but I'll go with the 4th for now. For the 3rd seed, I'm going to go with the Bengals. They're getting Joe Burrow back this season. They only didn't make the playoffs last season because they didn't have Joe Burrow. Honestly, at the start of this season, though, he was looking very mid, but he could have picked it up throughout the season, but that was just an unfair end of season for the Bengals. So I think they get Joe Burrow back, start to click again, as always, and probably make it to the AFC Championship. For that 2nd seed, I will be going with the Miami Dolphins. Not much to say. Tua, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, need I say more? Absolutely insane offense. That defense is not half bad either. So, yeah, they're making the 2nd seed. And of course, with the number 1 seed, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, their players have been in a lot of trouble recently. Rashee Rice, one other dude, I forgot who it was, but he had a controversy on him. He was on the defense, I'm pretty sure. So not really good for them, but they just drafted Xavier Worthy. Absolutely, I'd say is the biggest steal of the draft. So, they're definitely not looking horrible for next season. And don't forget Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Do I have to keep going on or what? Anyway, let's move to the NFC predictions. For the 7th seed, call me biased. I really don't care. I'm going with the Chicago Bears. This team is a little young, I'm not going to lie, but I see a 9-win, 10-win maybe record from the Bears. They have a really easy schedule. Caleb Williams is looking promising at rookie minicamp. Rome Odunze, new target. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet. That receiving core is absolutely stacked out of its mind. Re-signed Jalen Johnson, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards. I think they get 7th or possibly 6th seed, but I'm going with 7th for now. Or they could disappoint me as always. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm being honest here. Sorry, I'm ranting as a Bears fan. My bad. Now listen up. For that 6th seed, I will be taking the Dallas Cowboys. They looked horrible in this year's playoffs. They did not even deserve to make the playoffs, if you ask me. You're losing to the 7th seed as the 2nd seed, and you were getting blown out 48-32. That is horrible. And of course, I'm ranting because I'm a Bears fan and the Packers got an easy pass to the 2nd round, but horrible play. I was watching the game and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Dak Prescott was not Dak Prescott. That offense could not touch the ball without turning it over in 2 plays. They're falling to the 6th seed. It was horrible. And not to mention the fact that they didn't sign anybody this free agency. No trades, no signings, just the same exact team that got absolutely pissed on in the 1st round last year. They're going 6th seed. For the 5th seed, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. They looked absolutely fantastic last year. I'll give it to them as much as I hate them. So I'm going to give them the 5th seed. I think Jordan Love continues to do his thing. I hope he doesn't, but he probably will. There's not much of a such thing as a one-hit wonder in football, especially when you're playing at the trajectory, whatever you want to say, that Jordan Love was playing last year. And they just signed Josh Jacobs. The one problem they have is receivers. They got Christian Watson and a bunch of bums. But honestly, the way Jordan Love was throwing the ball, he was making those bums look like literal Pro Bowlers. Like Dontavion Wicks, who? I don't know, but he looked like a all-star with Jordan Love throwing the ball. Like, who's Romeo Dobbs? Who's Bo Melton? I don't know. But apparently they're all-stars now. Apparently they're Pro Bowlers that are going to make the Super Bowl next year. Sorry, a Bears fan ranting again. Okay, let's just move on to the 4th seed before my head explodes. So, for the 4th seed, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Not much to say about the team. They did pretty good in last year's playoffs, honestly. Like, they beat the Eagles first round, but the Eagles were horrible at the end of the year. But either way, it's a accomplishment nonetheless. And they almost beat Detroit, honestly, in the second round. Like, they were one score away. So, pretty impressive showing by Baker Mayfield there, except for the fact that he threw the game-losing interception. But we don't talk about that. They did pretty good. For the 3rd seed, I will be going with the Detroit Lions. They didn't get worse by any means over the offseason, but they didn't get much better either. So I'm just going to go with the 3rd seed. Not much to say. They're still a great team on paper, great roster, everything. They did re-sign Jared Goff to a crazy contract. I think he's a top 3 paid player in the NFL now, if not the highest paid player, which is kind of crazy to say because, like, 5 years ago he was nearly out of the league. So pretty cool career comeback for him. And a 3rd seed for the Lions. For the 2nd seed, I'm going to be going with Philadelphia because they went kind of crazy this offseason. All I got to say is Saquon Barkley signed from the Giants, and basically that secures the 2nd seed. Their coach isn't great, Nick Sirianni, but they got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, all on that offense. So it's going to be clicking. I'm projecting like 12, 13, maybe 14 wins from them. And of course, the number 1 seed, the San Fran 49ers, blah, 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 whatever, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. That's all I got to say. I'm done yapping. Let's move on to the MLB. Yeah, there's still literally nothing going on in the MLB. We're still mid-season, regular season. So, that's cool. I think I'm just going to end the video here because there's seriously nothing to say about the MLB currently. Honestly, until the start of the season and then the playoffs, there really isn't anything to say about the MLB. Maybe at the end of the season for the playoff picture, but mid-season MLB is just one of the most boring MLBs you can get. Actually, the most boring. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like the video. Maybe consider subscribing to my channel if you like what you're seeing here. I will be putting out episodes every Sunday. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you guys.